The 2025 season was supposed to mark the beginning of a new era for Lewis Hamilton with Ferrari. Instead, the opposite happened. No podium finishes, steadily declining performance, and a shocking admission from the seven-time world champion that he had, at one point, felt useless on track. A statement rarely, if ever, heard from one of the most dominant drivers in Formula One history. The pressure kept mounting, results failed to come, and his confidence began to erode. Under the global spotlight and immense expectations, Hamilton faced something far greater than just technical issues, a mental battle against himself. Will this become the lowest point of his career, or the start of the greatest comeback he has ever delivered? Let's discuss. When Hamilton decided to leave Mercedes and join Ferrari, the Formula One world reacted instantly. The move was seen as one of the boldest transfers in the sport's history. Ferrari viewed Hamilton as the figure who could bring them back to the top, while Hamilton himself was seeking a new challenge after achieving nearly everything possible in the sport. However, from the very start of the 2025 season, signs of trouble began to emerge. Ferrari's new generation ground effect aerodynamic philosophy produced a car with characteristics vastly different from the Mercedes machinery he had mastered for years. What was expected to be a quick adaptation instead turned into a long and uncertain process. While rival teams like Mercedes and Red Bull continued to show consistency, Ferrari lagged behind in performance stability. This only intensified the pressure on Hamilton, because he was not just a new driver, he was a symbol of hope. The 2025 season became one of the most difficult periods of Hamilton's career. For the first time, he finished a season without a single Grand Prix podium. Beyond that, his qualifying performances saw a significant decline. In Hungary, he started outside the top 10, a rare occurrence throughout his career. In post-session interviews, Hamilton openly criticised himself, even suggesting that Ferrari might need to consider other options in the future. The struggles didn't stop there. Toward the end of the season, he suffered 3 consecutive Q1 eliminations, his worst record since 2009. In Las Vegas, he even recorded the slowest qualifying pace of his career based on pure speed. The main issue Hamilton faced was not simply a lack of pace, but a fundamental mismatch with the Ferrari car. The ground effect aerodynamic system created understeer characteristics and instability in high-speed corners, which sharply contrasted with Hamilton's driving preferences. In addition, tyre management became a major challenge. Ferrari struggled to maintain optimal tyre temperatures across varying conditions, preventing Hamilton from sustaining performance throughout a stint. Compared to Mercedes, which remained more consistent in managing tyre degradation, Ferrari had yet to find the ideal balance. The impact was immediate and impossible to ignore. Lewis Hamilton began to lose confidence under mounting pressure, while Ferrari lost the crucial momentum they had worked so hard to build. This combination pushed them further down the standings and away from the front-running battle. More than that, a clear shift in perception began to take shape. For the first time in a long while, Hamilton was no longer seen as a leading contender for podium finishes at every race. This situation sparked increasingly intense debate across the paddock and beyond. Some argued that age was beginning to have a tangible effect on Hamilton's performance, particularly given the intensity and physical demands of modern Formula One. Others, however, believed the core issue lay with Ferrari, which had yet to deliver a truly competitive and consistent package capable of fighting at the highest level. However, Hamilton himself has chosen a far more reflective and mature approach. He firmly refuses to look for a scapegoat for the situation. In various interviews, he has emphasized that every elite athlete will inevitably go through difficult phases in their career, and what truly sets them apart is not the pressure itself, but how they respond to it and rise from it. Lewis Hamilton has described the 2025 season as the ultimate test, a phase that goes beyond mere on-track results and touches the most fundamental aspect of an elite athlete's career: mental resilience. In his view, the pressure comes not only from public expectations or team performance, but also from the high standards he has set for himself after years at the pinnacle of competition. He stressed that confidence is not something that disappears permanently, but rather a dynamic element that rises and falls depending on the situation. In difficult moments, the core foundation he relies on is accountability, the ability to engage in honest self-reflection, accept mistakes, and consistently improve every small detail that affects performance. In this context, Hamilton demonstrates the mindset of a true champion who does not rely solely on external factors. He does not wait for change to come from the team or surrounding conditions. Instead, he actively rebuilds his performance from within. This process is not instant. It unfolds gradually, under immense pressure, and is often invisible to the public. Yet that is precisely where its greatest value lies, as it becomes a crucial foundation that could determine the direction of his career moving forward, while also testing whether he can still compete at the highest level. Heading into the 2026 season, the narrative surrounding Scuderia Ferrari has begun to shift significantly. With the introduction of a new generation car more aligned with modern racing characteristics, the Maranello-based team appears to be finding a development direction that better suits Lewis Hamilton's driving style, one built on balance, precision, and control across varying track conditions. This progress has started to show in on-track results, particularly when Hamilton secured his first podium with Ferrari at the Chinese Grand Prix. That achievement was not merely a statistic in the standings, but also a crucial psychological milestone, serving as validation of the long adaptation process he has undergone since joining the team. It reflects that the foundation of hard work, technical evaluation, and disciplined approach he has applied is beginning to deliver tangible results. At the same time, his collaboration with Charles Leclerc has evolved into one of Ferrari's key strategic assets. Rather than becoming a counterproductive internal rivalry, the two have built a constructive synergy in car development and in improving the team's overall performance consistency. This collective approach strengthens Ferrari's position as it enters a rebuilding phase, one that focuses not only on short-term results, but also on sustaining long-term competitiveness. In terms of competition, Ferrari still faces major challenges in chasing Mercedes' dominance, while remaining competitive against established forces like Red Bull Racing and McLaren. However, with a clearer development direction and improving performance stability, the opportunity to return to the front is beginning to open up. If this positive trend can be maintained consistently throughout the season, it is entirely possible that Ferrari could re-emerge as a serious contender for the World Championship, reviving the long-awaited hopes of the team and its fans. Lewis Hamilton's story at Ferrari is a reminder that even legends are not immune to adversity. The 2025 season may have marked his lowest point, but it could also serve as the foundation for a stronger comeback. In the ruthless and uncompromising world of Formula One, only those with true mental resilience can rise back to the top, and Hamilton seems to be heading in that direction. What do you think? Can Lewis Hamilton bring Ferrari back to World Championship glory? Or are the challenges in today's Formula One simply too great, even for a legend like him? Share your thoughts below.